What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Crypto Street Podcast. This is Dale coming to you, as always, from sunny Iowa. Hope y'all are good. Laugh it up, Prince. I know that. I heard that was you. I heard that was you. It's not cool. It's not cool. Hope everything's good with y'all. What's up, Prince? How are you doing, buddy?
Not good, Dale. I don't know why I did this to myself, but I made a poll on Twitter, and it was like, should I post a bet per day on NHL playoffs? And now, I'm betting money on these. It's not like I'm just posting them for the sake of posting them. And I might lose my third straight game tonight. This is a losing streak that I don't typically experience. So mentally, this is a big moment for me. I don't know. The game is still going, so it's tough, but there's a little adversity in my life right now. And
who do you have tonight?
Well, tonight we changed it up a bit. I took an under. I took a total bet, so we got under 6 on the Tampa game. But they put up 3 goals in the first period, so I'm already I'm down to 3 left. Not looking too hot, but you never know, right? We have hope.
Wow. That's a streak. That's a losing streak for you, man.
This is a losing streak. I don't go on losing streaks like this. It's ever since I started posting all my plays on Twitter, and it's like there's some bad juju. Someone's cursing me or something. I don't know what's going on.
Clout corrupts.
I will figure it out. Yeah, I will figure. The clout does corrupt, and trust me, this is just a pure clout kind of thing, right? Like I ain't doing this because because I just want to share great info with my followers. It's all for the clout.
That's the reasoning behind your losing streak.
I don't know.
That's where the bad juju's coming. I'm telling you.
So I got to do this out of the goodness of my heart now.
Yes, try and help the people. And that's when you will get the good juju and the good vibes.
It's all about the clout, Dale.
That's sad. Really sad. I'm sure your paid betting group is really suffering. I am sorry to hear that. So, yeah, let's just let Prince go back and sulk in the corner. Killer, hopefully you got some better vibes shooting our way.
Yeah, I don't know what vibes I'm feeling right now. I spent the weekend at Coachella. For anybody who doesn't know, that's a big music festival out here in California. My first time going, it was amazingly fun, but I'm just kind of like drained right now. I don't think my brain is working quite properly. I'm trying to kick it back into gear. So if I say anything too stupid, please forgive me, audience, but I'm trying to bring it back up to speed for everybody.
You shared a couple of the videos of that stage, man. That just looked sick.
Incredible, dude. Like the lighting setups there were out of this world. The stage setups were just ridiculously massive. The sound system's insane. And I want to say like 100,000 people go to this per year. That's nuts. So you're just in this massive sea of people. There are various, there are a few different stages and setups throughout the venue. So not everybody's watching the same show at the same time, but you're still with like tens of thousands of people, if you're at one of the main stages. So the feeling of like camaraderie and just like a shared experience is really cool. Highly recommend to anybody who hasn't gone and has any kind of interest in, that kind of music festival. We'll have to look into get a promo code now, get them as a sponsor now that I've chilled them. But yeah, we'll see.
Okay, this is going to be the boomer in me asking, did you mosh pit? Or is that not like
not quite a mosh pit? Still a little jumping up and down. I'm not the best dancer, but I like to see what I can do from
That's
time
a bold-faced lie. I've seen you at your finest, and you are a fine-ass dancer.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. Some would disagree, but
oh shoot. Anyways, I'm glad to hear y'all doing good. It's been a couple episodes, I think, since we've all been together, and I think it's been a great time to be together for our man Sherman Lee, who we have with us tonight. He is the co-founder of the Raven Protocol. Sherman, what's shaking, my man?
Crypto Street Podcast. What is up?
Finally, we get you on. We had a couple snags with your time zone difference, so very pumped to have you on, and we're very appreciative that you could stay up late to join us.
No worries. I'm in Madrid right now, so my weekend was filled with Spanish tapas and sangria. So I think I had a good time. I don't know if I can compete with Coachella though. So it sounds like you may have went a little harder by like 10 levels. But I'm glad to be here with you guys tonight. It's been a long time coming.
Sherman, have you ever been to Coachella?
I haven't.
Gotta go, man.
Sounds like next year when they're officially a sponsor of the podcast, we will give you one of the tickets that they allot to us.
I am there. I would love to experience that with you all.
All right, let's dive into it. I'm sure someone out there is going to be saying, "Cut the bullshit and get to the crypto talk." So let's hear what you got going on over at Raven Protocol.
Yeah, man. For you guys who haven't heard of Raven before, we do decentralized and distributed AI training. So I guess to give you a little bit of context, I've been doing machine learning since 2008. I scaled the content platform at Yahoo from 0 to about 600 million users using machine learning and specifically clustering on news article content. And then I started an AI company where we did AI training that ended up costing pretty expensive for a very young company, spending $5,000 to $10,000 a month on AWS, and that's pretty much what led us down the path to creating Raven Protocol. It's like, how do we offer these AI companies who don't have the same resources as Amazon and Google or Facebook create big AI companies that are meaningful and powerful? And that's how we stumbled upon Raven Protocol. We want to put this power into the hands of the entire AI community.
So, I mean, these are like two different fields, blockchain and AI, that are both like very new and, sort of cutting edge. So what is it like working at the intersection of both of these avenues?
Well, I started like messing around with crypto back in 2013, right? Like with Bitcoin and stuff like that from my friend Georgie, who's just telling everyone to get into it. Like, what is this? You sound kind of crazy. But then I got into ICOs in 2017, which was a little bit more crazy. I'm sure you guys remember that just wild times. But
the good old days.
Oh, yeah, definitely the good old days. But as an engineer, what really got me most excited was the actual blockchain technology. And as someone that has been in AI for many years, I saw that it was just like a perfect timing for the marriage between AI and blockchain. So I have a pretty strong thesis about this, that blockchain is going to transform the entire AI industry. And there's three key pillars to that. The first is that blockchain enables the decentralization of AI training data. So there's very important projects working on this, like Ocean Protocol right now, and other data exchanges that will allow anyone to open up their data sets and actually earn money for doing that with respect to AI training. And the second key thing is that blockchain is going to enable research algorithms to be shared, because like also again, like for the first time ever in this world, the researchers, the developers who implement those research algorithms, they now have a reason to share this with the rest of the world because they could be properly rewarded for it. Whereas today, actually most of this hardcore technology is held inside the mega corporations like Google and Facebook, where they have the smartest engineers in the world working on them. And then the third key thing is that blockchain now enables the decentralization of computing power. So we saw projects already working on this problem, like Golem, Perlin. And this is also where Raven Protocol sits in, very specifically in the area of fast AI training. Yeah, that's us in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's like I'm still trying to process like the first like just like 20 seconds worth. I
Yeah.
think like it's incredible that you can sum that up and even like have like a nutshell thing. It seems like just the sort of thing that would just blow your mind if you're not really familiar with it in the first place, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So
Can you talk a
Sherman,
little? Go ahead, Dale.
oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, where do you see AI intersecting with blockchain? And maybe you covered it a little bit. And I, like I've said before, you're at least 100 times smarter than I am.
But in,
So maybe
in a
just
sense,
dive
even
in.
like, in 10 years down the road,
Yeah.
how do you see that evolving? And where do you think that's going to lead with AI and blockchain?
I think one of the most fundamental things right now is the computing power aspect of it, because you've already seen networks like Bitcoin actually prove that entire model out. So I think there's a fundamental infrastructure that needs to be built right now where people can run any of their AI computing. And I think there's some interesting and really strong companies working on it, like I mentioned, Gollum and Perlin, and they're focusing on it in different ways. And even personally, I was an investor in both of them. I would love to see that token release, Perlin guys. I'm super excited about that. So like the reason that AI companies want to use us is that we focus on the fast AI training aspects of it. So not so much the cost infrastructure. So for example, when speaking with AI companies, we find that they're even willing to pay us a little bit more than the Amazon and the Googles, because what they actually want to do is to focus on is the number of iterations that they can train with their models, and they want to do it faster. And that has been our value proposition this far.
So a lot of this comes like down to just, if I'm not mistaken, just managing and sort of routing massive data sets, right? Like, because one of the main ways to like improve AI or to make an AI that learns by itself is just by feeding it tons of data. And I think you were saying earlier that blockchain is going to enable people to do that more efficiently or kind of be able to assign credit more to who can actually figure things out and who deserves the credit for these advancements. Can you dive into a little bit more about that and like how you kind of see blockchain and data management specifically?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess just stepping back a bit. So like conventional distribution methods today in respect to AI training is exactly what you hit on, the large data sets. So the reason that there's latency in frameworks like TensorFlow today, which is it's an amazing product, but the AI training times on that is very slow because it needs to transfer large chunks of data between each node, especially when you're running a deep learning. And so for AI to advance in the future, we need to be able to process those training sets a lot faster. And I think companies like Google are working on it right now. They do things like federated learning, and they're decentralizing this stuff in some manner. So I think it's a very important problem that we'll need to solve.
Cool. So within like AI, are there any projects other than Raven, of course, that you are interested in or that you think are doing interesting, cool things or that you're looking forward to?
Mm, are you talking about like a specific applications of AI?
It could be like it doesn't even have to be AI, maybe just in general, like projects in crypto that you think are interesting or doing cool or revolutionary things.
One of my favorite projects for the past year is Thunder Core. It used to be Thunder Protocol. I think they're going through some rebranding. But I hear a lot of blockchain gaming companies are starting to want to build on their blockchain because they're focused specifically and have a gaming DNA. I think that one's really exciting. They raised like something crazy, like $50 million or something like
Wow.
that. And a lot of I don't remember which. I think it was I can't remember the name of the VCs that were involved with in Silicon Valley and all over the world. I'm pretty sure there was a TechCrunch article about this.
It was written about that company or that project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be some good exposure. I hadn't heard of them, but I mean, it's almost like there's so many different ones. It's just you can't even keep track of even with the mainstream exposure like that.
Yeah.
That's
the thing now, right? Like there's so many different projects out there now that there's going to be some really cool ones that you might never even know about until, like right now. So, Sherman mentions this. I had never even heard of this. So, now I'm looking it up. It's kind of, the space. It's funny how much the space has changed, right? Like there was a time where you knew pretty much every coin that was out there, every project that was going on. And now you can't even keep track with it all.
Do you find that to be the case with you, Sherman, or are you just kind of focusing in on a few and not even like trying to, keep because it's almost impossible to have like a macro look, with all these upstart projects and coins and things like that. Do you just kind of focus on a couple and track those?
I'm on that crypto Twitter, man. That's how I get most of my news.
It's funny how much, you tell somebody who's not familiar with crypto and be like, yeah, one of your best resources is going to be crypto Twitter. But for somebody who's never kind of been in the space and doesn't really, I'd say even the culture, they don't understand it in a sense. And, it's funny to see the reaction when they actually start oh, this is crypto Twitter. Oh, okay. This is, it's one of the best sources when it comes down to actually getting information.
It's like, what black hole did I just get sucked into?
It really is, right?
Hey, Sherman, curious to hear your thoughts on what kind of role, and Doc Trog MD said this in the chat, so I'm going to kind of elaborate on it a little bit, but curious to hear what's your thoughts on a role that AI will play in mining and mining rigs and stuff like that.
I don't know, and to be perfectly upfront, I don't know anything about the mining space. But in general, the application of AI can help make things, processes that were previously not efficient into something that's more efficient. So if you're thinking about algorithms and you're working with large data sets, there are certainly ways that you can start optimizing these mining rigs to do harder computations better and faster.
Yeah, for sure.
He was saying in the chat, he needs something to just auto pick which coin to mine that's currently at that moment most efficient, like some kind of algorithm to, just to jump from algorithm and mining setup to mining setup.
Just buy one of the private Telegram group channels.
There you go. Yeah. There's enough of those out there.
Paid mining group, yeah.
Sherman, how active are you in trading?
I don't trade much, at all. In 2018, when there was a deep bear market, we just kept our heads down and built at Raven. So we didn't get into ICOs or anything like that. We were just straight working on the product.
What was that experience like? Just grinding it out. How was that?
It was a real scary time, man. I'm sure, in many of these different groups that you guys are in, there were serious people just cashing out. They're like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm cashing out all of my crypto." I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Do you guys seriously not believe in the technology?" And no,
Right.
this is bullshit. I'm like, you guys you're kidding me, right? You're literally sitting at the edge of this next revolution in technology, and you're worried about the money. Like that makes absolutely no sense. So we knew that if we just hunkered down and built, that time would pass. And you see in the beginning of the year, you saw signs of life again. People were releasing things. You started seeing launch pads come up. And you start having people believe like, wait a minute, there's real stuff being built. Maybe the value of those tokens will start to match the technology being built again someday. Most likely, right?
We hope.
Well, I think, I mean, sentiment always follows price. People like believe it after they see it. And I think it's kind of understandable that people would lose faith after something goes down 90% in 12 months. I mean, that's like the sort of thing where if you're not completely involved and you're a bit of an outsider, it's super easy to go, oh, that's garbage. That's a scam. That's nonsense, and so I can very much see how people thought that. I think we have the advantage of being deep enough in the woods where we see a lot of the good developments happening, a lot of the regulations that we thought were going to be huge issues, maybe not be massive issues. A lot of the advancements just in protocols and improvements in transactions per second and privacy and all these different things that were ideas, but they're being refined, over months and months. But on the flip side, those people are so harmed by being down 90%, it's going to take a long time for them to come back around. And I think that's sort of a good thing because it may mean we have one of these bull markets that lasts, 2 years again, where it takes a long time for all the people who just fled to kind of come back. And then also the new people on top of that and all that capital that comes along with it.
I would take a 2-year bull market just for the record. So Killer, do what you got to do to make that happen.
Who wouldn't?
So yeah, I'm sure you follow the price, like the Bitcoin price, at least like a little bit, right, Sherman?
Yeah, I follow it, but like I think like even in the grand scheme of things, the price right now is so low that if you just continue to be heads down and build and let the time pass, like there was no point in spending like cycles, think of your brain power thinking about it.
Yeah, I do get that. I think that is correct. In sort of like a gut feeling, do you think the market has turned around and the worst of the bear market is behind us?
Think hard here.
Like I'm not a financial advisor at all, guys. Just wanted to say that. But I have been quoted in an article that the bull market, the bull is coming.
My man.
There we go. That's what the people want to hear.
I think it's safe to say, between us three, routinely on here and our guests, that that none of us are financial advisors or giving financial advice, because if we are, Prince, shill your bag, buddy.
We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. I don't need to shill anything on anyone.
Yeah, so
I get enough shit from that, so it's like, people are like, oh, you're gonna just go shill your bags and you have like, how greasy are you? And it's like, well, okay, then I won't talk about anything about my bags. Like, don't ask. It's like,
yeah, and the sentiment back to that from crypto Twitter the last year, 9 months, 8 months, has been so bad that I think a lot of people don't really share what they're in, or don't really share much trades, because people have just been so toxic and so bitter that people are gun shy. I know I never really have or shared anything, my positions or targets or stuff like that. Sometimes I do, but it's just so bad. And I do feel that the sentiment is turning a little bit, which is always a pretty good sign, like Killer had mentioned earlier.
What do you guys think? Do you think the bull market is coming?
I think we have, in my opinion, we bottomed. We found a bottom. I don't think we'll make new lows personally, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a range period. So I don't personally think it's like, oh, things are just going to go, because we've had some nice movement in Bitcoin in the past 2 weeks, and it's funny to see how quickly everybody changes. Now it's like, okay, the bull market is back in a sense, right, with some people, and it's like, I think just chill out, patience, right? The classic Luke Martin, move slower. I think, we're going to get a bit of a range maybe, and it'll be a big one probably. But I don't think we're going to see new lows personally. I think that's in.
Yeah, I don't. I think I kind of mirror what you say, Prince. I don't think I do think we're going to maybe. I think we're going to do one of two things. We're going to dip into that back down to the 4,000 range, in my opinion, and then hopefully range, about $400 with that 4,000 being in the middle, so 38 to 42 range there for a couple months. Or I think we're going to keep going up and hit maybe. I don't know, 6K, 6,200 range, hit there, and then probably, maybe hit that and then come back down, I guess, would be my thing. But I do think the bottom is in. I don't necessarily think it's going to pop off, but now that I said that, it'll probably pop off and I'll look like a huge dick bag here coming up. So,
Killer, what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are wild.
I mean,
Sherman's like, I don't even watch the price half the time. I might check it once a week. He's chillaxed, even keel. Here we are. We're watching all this stuff all the time.
I mean, not to jinx it, but we are seeing a little bit of an upturn like this past just day or so. Like since this morning, I think, Dale, you mentioned it, that the price popped a little bit. It's held out a little bit, and it seems to be wanting to go higher, but it's too early to say.
Yeah, I don't, and it's hard to want to say anything and have it come back and bite you in the ass. But I guess that's just my opinion. If you don't like it and have something different, odds are I probably don't really care. But I'm not like trying to sound like a dickhead. If you disagree with me, then that's fine. I know you have your opinion too, and I'm not going to be a huge ass about it. But
question for Sherman. Raven going forward is, maybe for the diehard supporters out there, because I know there are. I see a lot of them on my feed, and there's a lot of love for Raven Protocol. Is there anything in particular they can look forward to? Maybe kind of keep an eye out for.
We're always looking for potential beta customers.
Okay.
So right now we're working pretty closely with 60 AI companies, understanding their requirements. And probably in September, October or so, we're going to move into a private beta phase with them. I'm sure you guys, for diehard listeners, if you know about TensorFlow, they were in beta for 3 years.
Yeah.
So just to give you a caveat that building this stuff takes a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no crazy 3-month we're going to be on mainnet type stuff.
Yeah.
We're building long-term technology.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think look out for the private beta coming up.
What's kind of nice to hear about that, Sherman, is a lot of these, that's kind of been the exact opposite of what a lot of crypto companies have done. Is we'll have mainnet next week, and then a year later, oh hey, here's mainnet. So kind of cool. A lot of respect for that. Hey, are you guys going to be at Consensus by chance?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, actually, we are going to be out there again. Everyone, that's May 13th through the 15th out in New York. We are actually doing a live podcast on the stage sometime on Monday, so the first day of the 13th. So everyone, make sure you get out there, check us out, check Sherman and Raven Protocol out.
Yeah. I would love to come support the live podcast.
I think it's 11 a.m. on the Monday. So, yeah.
I think it is Monday morning also, not 100% sure on the time.
Yeah, definitely mid-morning Monday. And we'll be tweeting this out too, so it's not like if you don't hear this, you won't know where we're going to be or when we're going to be. So
Sherman will be the guy. That's right. Yeah, we'll be tweeting from the podcast. Sherman will be the guy in the crowd with his shirt off and the Crypto Street Podcast logo painted on
him. I'll do it just for you guys.
I love to do that.
So one last thing here before we wrap up, and I guess I should say, Sherman, you got anything on your end that you want to say before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, everyone, check out the Crypto Street podcast. It's one of the coolest podcasts where I feel like when as a listener, that I'm there hanging out with all of you guys, Dale, Prince, Killer, everyone, just come and enjoy it.
I love that.
That's
Thank you,
awesome.
man. People
Thank
are going to
you.
think we paid you for that. That was so good.
Crypto Street shilling.
Yeah.
We were not. He was not paid for that. Did not pay for that episode. So thank you. That's nice words. Everyone, check him out on Twitter. It's at SHERM8N. Check out Raven Protocol. It's Raven_Protocol on Twitter. One last final thing to wrap up here. We had an NCAA tournament where we teamed up with Hero. Check them out, hero.io. And the winner got 6,400 Hero, which at the time of the contest was about what, $500, guys?
Yeah, $600 or something. Yeah.
Had a couple hundred people sign up for it. It was free. Just the winner got that. If you weren't on the platform, you got free access with the tokens you won. So, but got to give a shout out to the winner. I call him Doc. It's his Twitter. I think I'm pronouncing this right. Trog MD. It's TROG.
Trog won it?
Yeah.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, he won it, man. He won it from the Bolt, man. Wait.
I did not. Now you guys are making fun of my heritage here. Something. I don't know what to feel here.
No, so shout out Doc. He's a good dude. So I was glad to see him win. I was in second place for a long time until Duke shit the bed.
Classic Duke.
Shut your face. Hey, again, this is Tuesday night, the 16th. We're recording. Prince, by the way, the score is 3-2. 3 minutes left in the second. So eat it.
I'm screwed. Like I need a miracle. I'm going on a 0-3 streak here. And I started the playoffs up 2-0. Now I'm going to be 2-3. I'm 2-2 right now. I'm just doing one bet. You know what? I'm thinking like second round, I'm going to change it up. And maybe I'll just do a series bet, a flat out series bet. I'm not going to do each game. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going to do something, though. I like to keep the people into it. They like to see Prince be a degen, apparently. I don't know. It's entertainment, I guess, for them to watch me lose. Who knows?
It's pretty entertaining for us. I will say that. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Make sure, again, we're going to be at Consensus doing an on-stage podcast May 13th through the 16th. Come out there.
Get rowdy, cheer us on.
And we will be partying quite a bit as well. If you care to tag along for that,
yeah,
that's good too.
Yeah, just be careful. Don't get mouthy with Prince. He's a Canadian. He's a hockey player. Yeah, said. Again, thanks to Sherman for being on.
Thank you, Sherman. That was awesome.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you for the time.
Take care. Good luck with Raven Protocol. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Remember, tip your waitress. Come to Hootskis for the boys.
Consensus.
Take care, everyone. Peace out.
Here we go.
See you guys.
Later.